lovely people, Kitten here with your monthly technique. I help beginner knitters learn all useful things about their knitting. So grab any 3 balls of yarn, different colours, and let's do a pretty stripe that you can jazz up all of your work with. Let's check it out.
Down a little alley in the heart of Kendal town is a tiny independent yarn shop. Welcome to the wonderful world of the kitten and the goat.
I'm going to give you a little run through of my favourite stripe pattern. It's a 1-row stripe, and it's really quite difficult to explain to people how it works and why it works, because it's not logical that a 1 stripe pattern works, but it does, absolutely does. This is really great. You can just work the whole pattern in a 3 colour 1-row stripe without even thinking about it. Don't make any alterations, just make the stripes. I like to put a plain border on it because I find it makes the colours stand out a little bit more. I don't like colour work on the rib. That's me being silly. What else is fun is if you work the rib, you do a big band of this colour and then you switch to one of the other colours for the rest of it. So these are the colours that we've got out of the box. They're all Wendy Supreme. You work your rib, and it's a stocking stitch, so you've got 1 row of knit and 1 row of purl, 4mm needles. I have just done the purple row. So if you're just starting off, you work your row and you just start off your first colour, add it in, work your row. When you get to the end, you start in your next row colour. Just start working, leave the tails, we can sew those in later, and work along. I've only done a narrow bit because it's about the pattern, it's not about the stitches. You don't want to spend hours standing here watching me knit. So we've just done along for the purple, and the way it goes, the next one is going to be the grey. So you get the grey. I haven't got enough room here to work. I've set it up badly. Get the grey to work, and we just, oops, I don't want that one. That's just that. That's it. Try to remember to keep the first and the last stitch of the row fairly tight, because you're constantly changing colours, and if you're not careful it can get a little bit baggy. Obviously any yarn you can work this with. It's just a technique for getting the colours and doing something a bit different with your patterns. Great way to use up scraps. Nothing stopping you keep changing your 3 colours, but if you keep 3 colours, this does it. So we get to the end of the row, so that's where I started here. The colour I've got next is the pink, and the pink is here waiting. It is only 2 rows down, it's right there. So bring that up, don't do anything else, bring it up, keep it snug, and we're going to work back along here, doing your purl, with the pink. It's a great way to add instant fun to an old pattern. You know me, I'm always wanting to get as much use out of my patterns as I can. If we can add a little technique to jazz it up a bit, then that's absolutely fabulous. So I've gone along to the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, you will find, turn you around, you will find that the next colour you're going to be needing is the lilac, and funnily enough, it's right there waiting for you. You've only got those two. The grey's on the other end. You don't need that. What you need is that one. So you get that one. You knit along. Just half a dozen rows is really cute on the bottom of a kiddie's cardigan as well. Knit along like that. It's a winter night starting to come in now. You can tell. You can always tell when the winter and the autumn start to hang around in the air, because Aran and Super Chunky start to sell, and I've sold a load of Super Chunky this week. Aye, nights are getting chilly. So when you get to the end of that row, you've got the one you worked with, and you've got the grey one. The pink one's over here, waiting for you to come back that end. Don't think about it too much. It's fairy magic. It's just completely illogical that it works. So we don't want that one. You don't do anything except you've got that one. And you work along. Work along to the end of the row. Like that. I'd just like to confirm I have started work on the advent calendar this year. That will be happening. If you are finding me just from a random search on YouTube, subscribe and get your free advent calendar patterns come through Christmas. That's one of them's on the list to phone today. If I don't start and get on with it, it's a lot to get done. So we've gone along in grey, and when we get to the other end, there's your pink one waiting, and your pink one comes after the grey. So you go along there, and then you get that one waiting. I do another inch or so, and then carry on with a different colour, and you can see the contrast of that. I finished it in a different colour. I've done a little bit, and I can pin this on the baskets as a sample. But it's just so simple and so pretty, really effective. The back is fine because there's no nothing reaching across. The sides are fine. There's no gap. As long as you remember to keep the sides tight, just tuck those in. There's no gaps along the side. When you sew the sides together, you won't be able to lace it. You'll have to sewing right in on a small back stitch along on the inside. See, that's sew that in. Just tuck that in there. There's no gappy bits. It's a really cute little ingenious way to bring a bit of life to your patterns. Anyway, that's this month's technique. Like the video, would be much appreciated. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff that helps us small channels. And I'll see you next month with the new pattern. Cheerio. This little video is brought to you as part of our virtual knitting circle. If you join our email list, every month you will get a free knitting pattern pop through your email box. And that's it. You don't have to do any further action. you get a free pattern. I also upload on YouTube a little walkthrough of the pattern, various little tweaks, twiddles and things you might need to know to make it easier for you. And a fortnight later, you get a technique video, usually builds on what we've just made, or it might be I discuss a design feature or something like that, just to build your knowledge bank and help you. If you want to go on and buy the kit, that's fantastic. It's all on the website. We have a website. If you want to buy yarns and wools from us, we'd be exceedingly grateful. We are a tiny little independent knitting shop doing the best to help you knit. See you soon.